हाँ तेरी भी वॉचिंग पकी।
हाँ राजन कर
क्या बोलता है क्रोम में सर्च कर खोल
तेरे
दे
को मैं सब्सक्राइब करूँगी इसमें नहीं है नैन भाई इसमें वो नहीं वो नैन भाई नहीं क्या है प्रॉब्लम
आया
कमेंट कर थर्ड नंबर कौन सा
हाँ ज्वाइन हो गया। अबे इसको फुल स्क्रीन कैसे करूँ?
हो गया ना
हाँ चल हुआ।
कोई कमेंट्री नहीं कर रहा है इसके अंदर
Oh yes, as you can see, they've been enjoying themselves thoroughly, Blank, winning prizes, showing us the spins with the basketballs, and exploring all the Boulevard City has to offer, it seems.
Yeah, I love that. You know, they took
ये बंदा हिला के
Reckon
बैठा
Pryor out
हुआ
there,
है
a
मस्त
great time.
एकदम
They were on the
गिर गया।
basketballs, and then
एक
they
बाजू वाला
put
पूछ
Team
रहा है क्यों
Falcons in the
मेरा तो
dark
जी
room.
गिरता है। ये बाजू रविंद्र बैठा है इसके देख किधर बैठा है
That's
इसके
why they went unguarded, you know, ready to come back and defend that title.
पांडा
Hey,
पहुंच
man,
चुका
there's a
है
lot of
देखना
fans.
वहाँ
There's a lot of
पे
fans for
वही
them.
पांडा में
Yeah, the Falcons' nest. They had to roast them and wait for them all to
That's
blow
true.
over.
It is cool they've got their own place as well. They can all practice and make sure that they're tipped off and ready to go.
पांडा वो
And all for the fans that you can see before you. Obviously, a large segment here where everyone's getting riled up. Hey,
बच्चे
I
पहुंचे हुए
like,
हैं वहाँ
yeah,
पे।
that's what it's like the Wu-Tang, but it's the
शराब
Falcons,
कर
like
रहा
bird.
बच्चे लोग गए
नहीं
It's
नहीं बचकाने
interesting.
इसको देख
बीजे में
एक
स्पोर्ट
बच्चे
कर
पहुंचे हुए
Camera's on him though.
He's going for it. He
देख रहा हूँ
knows.
शराब
Whoa,
कर
whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Camera 1, camera 2, I'm on it.
सब साल के बर्थडे
Camera 8, yeah, I've got a Falcon for you. Caw-caw.
If you see him in the distance, he's probably doing it.
What noise does a falcon make, Blank?
अभी डालो मैच स्टार्ट नहीं किया काफी देरी कर रहे थे
What's it like glide through the air?
Yeah.
All right, pretty good. You're going with that, actually.
अभी वो चेहरा
Obviously,
दिखा रहा है भाई
trying
तो
to
पैसा
get
दे
good
रहे
bird
चेहरा
noise, but I'll take it. It's pretty accurate.
बचकाने
Is
जो
that,
पहुंचे
that's it walking?
Was that its feet?
चाइनीज लोग
It's
को
pretty good, actually. It's kind of realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing my best.
Wow. I didn't realise you were such a good
तो
filmer.
दोरा कर
Yeah,
देगी
no,
कैसे देखेगा
I've got like a tambourine at home, you know, a little snare drum I
Yeah.
use as well.
Rain stick.
Yeah, rain stick's important. Yeah.
और
It was actually me who does a lot of the rain sounds.
इसको रॉबिन को दोरा कर
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, little known fact, you might not know this. All of the gun sounds in PUBG Mobile, that was you.
That's me.
That was actually Blank. He did those with his
Yeah.
mouth. Like,
कितने कितने
kind of
कौन कौन सी टीम आई
impressive.
It is. It's basically all the gun sounds that you hear
Yeah.
is me walloping my lips against
Right,
a
wow.
quite hard material.
Yeah.
And then I pitch it right down.
Yeah.
And then bass boost it.
You were saying you could do the DBS live though, right? That's one
Yes,
you just do.
Chinese वाले से
Yeah, do the acapella for the DBS.
Give me one.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that's crazy.
Yeah.
रॉबिन के फॉलोअर्स वाले
It's quite scary. I felt like we'd hot dropped.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, man.
रॉबिन वेस्ट इंडीज
I'm looking to really improve on the S12K at some point.
Yeah.
Because we use the
That's like
silencer on that
a
thing. I quite like how it sounds just bass.
Right. Okay.
So I think we'll be looking into that one. In
How
the
did you
future.
do the
But
explosive
still,
mode? Was that
like,
just,
the
you know, that
schools and the
takes some
books,
time? That one sounded quite
That was
intense.
difficult. I actually had to.
पकड़ लिए S24
An actual
S25
Really?
Yeah.
सब
That's it.
साइंस
Well,
साइंस
that makes
साइंस
far more sense.
It was pretty tight timing as well.
यहाँ से देख
They wanted it on a Tuesday. It
हुआ
was a
ये
Monday.
कौन सा है
I had to string the bow myself.
ऑनर है
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Well, there you go. You know, that was our new segment we're trying out here.
Yeah.
Facts with Blank.
Yeah. Basically instead of arrows, I was just
ये
using
स्ट्रीम
fire.
कर रहा है इधर
Yeah.
स्क्रीन शेयर
Yeah.
कर रहा है
Wow, there you go. So, all right, brilliant. That's what we've got.
Robin Sharam ka stream
If you
kiya,
enjoyed
stream
that,
pe
let us
review
know, of course. Check that out.
Yeah,
Check that out.
Huzzah.
Some more of this. Huzzah indeed. Of course, just waiting to get underway here with our second game. If you're just tuning in and you're wondering why you got some developer commentary going on and you're learning about how all the gun sounds are made in PUBG Mobile, well, don't worry, you haven't tuned into the wrong stream. You are in the right place and at absolutely the right time. And I think definitely one of the ways I've described this, mate, is it is the right time for everyone but Alpha 7 in that first game. That just felt like it was so uncomfortable. You know, the fights that they were thrown into, trapped in the compound, looking a bit lost, and they do look a bit deflated. To be honest.
अच्छा मैप पे टीम मतलब
For the rest of the team, maybe I look a little bit deflated, but you know, I don't think I've ever seen Trevor like not looking like that in an international.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I suppose the bar, like, you got to think about it.
even when he won, it was a severe look.
It was a pretty like we've done it.
Yeah, and then hats off to the guy. I saw a small smile and a couple of tears when they won. And that was really heartbreaking. That was very heartbreaking. It's the most emotion I've ever seen out of Revo.
It's got through his tough exterior.
He got 3 tears out of Revo.
It's a big deal. Yeah, it's mad. You don't really think of tears as like individually, but
no, you don't. But forever, you know. As soon as that third one formed, I was like, damn, this is big news.
He loves it. He's really happy. But yeah, obviously not happy at the minute. We'll see if they can put themselves up there. It's going to be a bit of a rough day.
The thing is that technically they had the right idea of it. Of where they wanted to play and why they wanted to play there. I think just a lot of other teams also had the same idea. And then Team Secret coming in later to backstab them is just tough.
I think it was more just the, it's one of those where for a team like that, we know how they can be within their absolute best. So obviously you kind of look at it with a bit of a different microscope, right? You're painting it with a different brush. So it's when you're looking at it with the fire where they say, yeah, you have the compound to play off, but some of the missed nades, some of the missed timings on the peaks, it just felt a little bit like it's not clicking instantly. You know, they've not woken up. It's all clicked. They're like, right, boys, we're back. Let's do it again. We could be the 2-time. We could run it back. Hyped up off it. It felt more like, okay, we've got to get into this. Like, wake up today. Let's take it bit by bit. And that's kind of what I was wondering is how they'd look here specifically, because I feel like it's a different caliber, right?
It is.
You've got so much emotion tied to this event.
There is a huge amount of emotion tied to this event, and funny enough, we actually got a little bit of a surprise interview for you with Team Falcons. I'm going to check in with them, see how they're doing coming to this tournament.
I think I adapt really fast because the team is hardworking, same as me, and then that's the result of us getting like good plays.
I
will stay in Team Falcons for now, and then I would describe it as hardworking team. Good team. To be honest, I don't have any pressure, even like between the fans or anyone. So I want to be remembered as PMGC champion and MVP. Confidence came from mostly from all of us training together, grinding, and every day motivating each other. It all depends how my teammates play, because nobody can play alone.
Nice.
I think the biggest challenge is not WDC. Thank you all for following us and for supporting us, and see you on next tournament.
Cool, with the Alpha 7 call out right away there. By the way, we are getting ready for the second match of the day, but we just want to take a little bit longer to get a chance to talk to you guys because, I mean, we got 2 hot drops in the first end, Hawk Max. I wonder if we're going to be getting a little bit more hot drops here going into the first Erangel.
Theoretically, 2 could happen, right? We got that's going to be Influence Rage versus Power. Power did I don't think they want to back-to-back. They lost us so hopefully they can versus AXTMG in Rosso. You said in the last game, maybe they want to make a statement, start hot, have a little bit of momentum. Do you want to hot drop as AXTMG Regnum Caria?
Absolutely not.
I thought you were going to say just absolutely. I was like,
No.
are you crazy?
As much as I love Nongshim and Regnum Caria, two different breeds of cat there, especially on an Orangel, right? Sandhawk, it's all up for debate really anyway. You can drop somewhere, but it doesn't really matter. Orangel, these drops have been decided, have been practiced time and time again. It's just the map that is the bread and butter. So you better be really confident that you're going to win if you're going to hot drop Regnum Caria on an Orangel.
Literally, I think Regnum Caria. That is the first team name that comes to mind. So if you're AXTMG, if you want to go there, you better have a game plan in mind, because that is not going to be an easy hot drop like Ruins.
I mean, if they're gonna go for it, we know that they can win a hot drop. They were able to showcase it. I want to refresh everybody's memory and just take a look at the match ranking from the first Sandhawk, so we see where everybody's currently standing. I mean, DRX coming out hot there with the win, 19 points. Yangon Galacticos, we mentioned it earlier too. Just what a massive surprise for me and Aptera, being able to just collect those 14 eliminations and then you
Actually, I think there's a lot of teams on the top of that list, one game in, but that we didn't really expect to see. As you said, that Sandhawk was kind of the underdog game. I mean, Galacticos, you've got Team Vision, you've got E-Arena, I think, has got a lot of hype, but not necessarily a lot of sort of backup with that. Necessarily, there's a lot of people that don't know who they are, and so I feel like they have actually come into their own.
Something to keep in mind too is look how top heavy that first match was.
Oh yeah,
like 6 plays, you go from 10 all the way down to 4, and then you just keep going down 2 and 2. So this is something that a lot of these other teams are gonna watch out, because if they do have pop-up performances, I mean, we're talking about how insane this lobby is. It showcases. If teams pop off, they definitely pop off in a massive way.
Oh, we got so many 0.
Don't look at those.
Those are the 4 teams not
Don't look at the
playing.
donuts.
No, they are playing today. Please, sir, can you spare some points? We would love some at the bottom of the ranking. But it was, as you said, 7 them very top heavy. Actually, we saw.
गॉडल गई थी लास्ट वर्ल्ड लीग में
Team Secret.
उसके बाद ये गई है टीम बस
Very funny chat
तब से
with the SEA talent lineup. And the Indonesian talent, I asked them, do you guys think there's any team from SEA that could win here at PMWC? And they instantly, I'm talking not even a second to think, they said no.
ये भी बैठ रही है, देख दोनों बैठ रहे हैं, दोनों हरामी है.
And the side of Alter Ego, no. So that's quite surprising, because they have been favorites in the past, but even the local talent said, it ain't happening, bro.
I mean, it does seem like it's gonna be just one of those things of we gotta be able to get to see more from them before we start putting our faith in them.
Well, we've been talking about Sandhawk. We wanted just to do a quick little recap there on what happened and just show everybody what's happening in regards to the match ranking. But I think it's time. I think it's time we send it back to Blank.
अबे रॉबिन बुक क्या रखा है पंखे के पीछे? ये जनरेटर है क्या?
Oh yeah, we'll run it right back, 7. No one will even know. They'll think
पंखे के पीछे देख.
They'll think they're tuning in, ready for this, because they damn better be. The game's going to be intense, Blank. First map, first outing. It was beautiful to see. A few mistakes made for teams, and like Max alluded to, a rough start for the many. But it is the few that have been showing up here at the Esports World Cup, for the PUBG Mobile World Cup in force. Beautiful eliminations, some great teamwork, but what will we be seeing here?
It's exactly what we want to have happen on our stage right now, over on Orangel. We're going to send it back over to the old classic.
That's good, I like that.
You did.
Yeah, that's decent. I told you, decent foliage.
Yeah,
I
got
it.
it.
Sounds down.
But match number 2 out of 18 here.
This
is Group Red versus Yellow. So we'll have the groups shifted up a little bit tomorrow. Look at this, down towards the south side of the map, coming from Primorsk all the way over towards Milta Power. Weibo Gaming down towards Primorsk, a really nice spot to start off in as well, to be honest with you. I think anyone that can start off in Primorsk on this kind of playing path does have a big advantage, especially because you can line this western coast as well, pick up a lot of vehicles, have control over towards Quarry, a massive amount of loot to have over down towards Primorsk. So yeah, very, very good beginning there for Weibo Gaming that have suck over towards Sosnovka.
इसकी आवाज कहाँ चली गई? आवाज तो बड़े.
किसकी आवाज?
That's a groin splitting split.
I don't think that works. Jean-Claude Van Damme?
No,
Sorry,
yeah,
team.
was it Van Damme? Yeah, with the jeans, with the jeans.
It was Van
Game
Damme.
से kama
yeah.
Walking journey में यार
That would be the guy. That's what
Tamam,
we're
tamam,
watching
tamam,
here.
Yeah,
And the Van
Van
Damme split.
Damme split, you're not wrong.
Ah,
Okay, so obviously we were alluding to this a little bit. We were setting up the fact that Power could have had a bit of a drop on the Weaver, but it's not what we've seen. Instead, it's Influence, Rage that are here, actually getting a bit of their own back for easy around the flank in the first map. Obviously being able to instantly get the damage out. Al-Haji, not ideal. A big man for the team, but not able to deliver on that first encounter. For Dan as well, you have eaten that nade.
But he down, just down. And it's unfortunate to see, honestly. I think what typically happens with Aiden is that when Al-Haji goes down, he really struggles. When he's up, he plays kind of centerpiece to that role where you do need him on the off angle to support Al-Haji when he goes to those pretty insane rollouts. But yeah, now just Ragnar and Easy try and make it happen. Got the doolies.
Kind of bait on a peak. Wild spray of bullets, but teamwork's there for the close quarters engagement. It's not ideal. And again, literally the same story, bro. This is the worst outcome, right? Just Easy left alone as the solo, if he even makes it out. But everyone's gunning for him. Want to confirm the full wipe on the squad. Matt Power game and going down as effectively the first full knock in both of the maps. Elevated angle over the top. Looking to dive onto him. Will eventually clean up. Took a bit of time to find it, but Easy's gone and get the save back onto him there. Power out.
Spat out his chewing gum. I'm so happy about it. Success. That's a successful push. They chew down over towards Power. Right now, Rage. It was fresh, mate. Yeah, I think that, honestly, on Milter, there was no way that Easy was getting out from there. You're backing it up to where he was. It was just complete open ground. There's a couple of buildings, and they would just isolate his position, located and targeted him fairly quickly. But it's a quick clean up over towards Milter as well.
It was. Obviously, we were kind of setting this one up with a bit of a breakdown on the split situation there. It's 4 Thrives that would be in the middle of the group reconnecting from that side if you make them the late rotate in from Sosnovka. I am curious to see how we will actually end up setting up the idea like, oh, a bit of a chance there. We'll see if Power Game can start things off better. Didn't go that way. It wasn't the storyline we got. Again, results them going down first. You've got potential as well. I think the longer these games go on blank, the longer the day goes on, potentially even for them. I think this is where we're going to see more and more of that team being able to deliver. There's so much talent on there, the tip of everyone's tongue saying that this could be the chance for that side of the region. They can start showing up again. So I'm curious if they're showing us a bit of innovation for some of these plays.
Yeah, I sort of understand it where you send Sukat down towards Sosnovka on the eventuality it is the south circle. But even then, like, you could make an efficient rotation across, and maybe it's the case where Suk in that situation just takes some pot shots over towards 4 Thrives as they make their way across the bridge, and then they can group up. But I think that the risk doesn't outweigh the reward here, honestly. It's going to be difficult to get back together. There's potential that Suk can take some vehicles, take a boat back around towards them, and by then you have delayed your rotation by a ton. For Falcons, on the other hand, no hot drop over towards there. Though my main takeaway from this game is because it's such a southern playing path, it doesn't really tell us too much about the drop spots, because these were a lot of backups being used.
Yeah, it's fair enough. It's fair enough. It's a good point to keep in mind, obviously, in terms of how it's going to affect things here. Give us some different results over the course of the day. With
how stressing going into the next match. They're like, do we want to drop Yas now?
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's the awkward part. Because obviously, once it kind of is forgivable and it feels a bit rough and you can fix it, the second time it happens, that's when it is instantly like, we're at the halfway point of the day, boys. Like, it's already creeped up on us, you know?
Well, where the loose screw is.
I suppose at least the only blessing, like Max was saying, there is a decent gap. If you look towards, obviously, what, 6th upwards, it's not that much of a difference with points, right? So, like, obviously, if you just actually start to build your way back in and everyone else doesn't have a crazy spread, then maybe it's not the end of the world. But the likelihood of that obviously has a lot of bells and whistles attached to it.
Yeah, and as we know, Jackie, for the group stage we're starting off with, it really isn't that unforgivable to go down to
सुन रहे रॉबिन है इसकी स्ट्रीम हटा यार, ये खाली पका रहा है, स्नैक्स की लगा, थोड़ी कमेंट्री कर तो रहा है वो, ये खाली लगा कर ना देता होता तो उतना कर दिया
सस्ता रिचार्ज कराते हैं ये उसमें लिखा है
Early. We're going to get
हमारे
80.
साथ ऐड करके
Like Barney was teasing, when the iris opens, sparks will be flying.